Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. We have some breaking news on David Raya. We all thought we are actually buying him, but it's actually a loan deal, and this is another Edu and Ateta masterclass. We'll talk about why it is a masterclass. I'm not actually buying him and getting him on loan. And you guys have tried to convince me that what Edu is doing a bad job. Ateta is not doing a good job. Edu is taking 2-3 weeks to sign Declan Rice. Let him go, sack him, bro. Like, these two guys, like, I'm trying to wonder like who people want these guys to be replaced with. Like, the kind of work that Edu is doing, the kind of work that Ateta is doing in this team, like, it's incredible, absolutely incredible. And we've hit another jackpot with David Raya. And the way we're just beating the likes of Bayern Munich to players like this, absolutely fun. So let's get to the breaking news without wasting too much time. This is from David Onstein, who was the exclusive, saying Arsenal taking David Raya on a 3 million loan plus 27 million buy option. Brentford contract extension. Brentford get fee if Arsenal sign and retain value. If not, said goodbyes today. Medical likely Thursday. Paperwork states. So this is what David Onstein had to write in his article. David Raya is set to join Arsenal on loan with an option to buy from Brentford. The Spanish international goalkeeper is moving to Arsenal as competition for current number one Aaron Ramsdale. The deal is expected to see Raya move across London for an initial 3 million loan fee, with the option of making the switch permanent for a further 27 million next summer. He also says Raya has 1 year left on his contract with Brentford and will now extend that ahead of the transfer. The 27-year-old bid farewell to staff at Brentford's Jersey Road training ground on Wednesday, with the medical with Arsenal now expected on Thursday. Arsenal are keen to get a deal over the line ahead of their first Premier League game of the 23-24 season against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Bayern Munich had also been exploring a similar deal for David Raya. Bayern Munich must be tired of hearing about Arsenal this summer. Like, we've gotten like 6 players like ahead of them. It's absolutely incredible. They also David Onstein also says where he will be reunited with former Brentford goalkeeping coach Inaki China, that is Raya. Raya's move to the Emirates follows former number 2 Matana switch to Nottingham Forest. So this is a jackpot for a lot of reasons. Basically, we are getting a David Raya on loan and we are paying 3 million. If he doesn't play well, we send him back to Brentford for this 1 year. Like, we only pay 3 million. If he doesn't perform well, we send him back to Brentford and we look for another second choice goalkeeper. If he plays well, we pay the 27 million and we've gotten him for a total of 30 million. Good deal, business done. Whatever happens between our next season, whether it's Ramsdale dropping off form, whether it's Ramsdale asking to transfer out and Raya becoming the first choice goalkeeper, whatever it is beneficial to us. Like, this, there's nothing that you're losing here. It's a win-win situation. We are getting a very good goalkeeper. Literally, I still don't know how we are able to get such a goalkeeper. Look at his stats from last season. He was number 1 in terms of saves. He was number 1 in terms of saves from outside the box. He was second in terms of crosses caught, and first in terms of touches, and first in terms of long passes complete. Those numbers are crazy, and Arsenal have been able to get him for 3 million, a 3 million loan deal for 1 season with an option to buy for a total of 30 million. Tottenham asked for Raya 2 months ago, and Brentford told them 40 million or you're not getting him. Tottenham pulled out. Bayern Munich offered to get David Raya on loan with an option to buy a couple of weeks ago, and Brentford said no. The same deal. Arsenal have basically offered the same deal 2 weeks later, And Brentford have said, yes, you know what, Brentford, I want you to finish in the Champions League spot next season. Like, you know, the way we've started hating West Ham this summer transfer window, I want them to get relegated. I want Brentford to finish in the top four. I want Brentford to finish in the top four this season. Seems like you have a good relationship. Forget about, you know, all this beef we had with the likes of Tony and nice kick out with the boys. I forgive you, Brentford. You are one of the best teams in London after Arsenal. I absolutely forgive you. So another thing, another benefit of taking David Raya on loan, this definitely means that we are going to get another player this transfer window. So they're basically saving money. I'm not going to say which player. It could be Kudus. It could be Kudus. It could be Kudus. But who knows? We are basically saving that 27 million. Probably to use on another player this transfer window. So the kind of deals that Edu have done this transfer window, absolutely amazing. Again, I come back to some of you saying Edu out, Eteta out. Like if you actually on that side, I think you're absolutely dumb, to be honest, right now. Like, these guys are doing such an incredible job at Arsenal right now. This transfer window has basically taken us to the next level. Bayern Munich, the mighty Bayern Munich, you know, the last time in the Champions League, you know what Bayern Munich did to us? Bayern Munich wanted Havertz. Havertz came to Arsenal. Bayern Munich probably wanted Timber. He came to Arsenal. Bayern Munich definitely wanted David Raya. He came to Arsenal. Bayern Munich definitely wanted Declan Rice. He came to Arsenal. So for us to compete with a team like Bayern and get like 3-4 players ahead of them, absolutely incredible. They must be tired of hearing from us. They must be really, really tired. So 3 million for David Raya on a loan deal. Again, if it works out, we are going to pay the 27 million and make it a total package of 30 million at the end of next season. If it doesn't work out for him, we just send him back to Brentford and we've only paid 3 million for a season. Another thing that this kind of shows me is I still feel I don't agree with opposition fans saying, you know what, last season was Arsenal's last chance to win the league, or this season is Arsenal's last chance and all that. The likes of Saka and Martinelli are growing slowly. The likes of Odegaard are growing, Ramsdale is growing, and a lot of other players are growing in terms of age. So I don't think they're getting worse. They're getting better. They're nowhere near their primes. So with that said, with all of those players in their prime, I would expect that Edu to still believe that, hey, next season you can still compete. The other season you can still compete as well. You can still compete for at least 3-4 years. Everyone has a run. You cannot just compete for 10 years straight. There's a time you're going to drop off. Man City is enjoying their time right now. In the next 2-3 years when Guardiola's left, maybe they'll go down for 2-3 years and then come back up. Now for us right now, I feel like we're in our stage now. We've had one good season. I think you're going to have like 2-3 good seasons. Hopefully we do take some titles in those 3 seasons there, plus last season to make it 4. Now the thing is, with all that said, this kind of transfer makes it look like Arteta and Edu are really looking at this season. Like, we are going to get David Raya on loan. We are really focused on this. And if it doesn't work out, we're just going to send him back on Brentford. But we're going to have 2 good goalkeepers this season. We are going to have 2 good right wingers this season, 2 right backs this season, 2 very good centre backs, 4 centre backs, good centre backs this one. You're going to have Rice and Partey. We're going to have Odegaard and Havertz. Like, they're really, like, that is why I'm very confident for this season. Like, I feel like this is awesome. Like, everything they've done in the transfer market, every player they've signed, whatever they've told them, and trying to convince players, like actually convincing a player like David Raya to join Arsenal on a 3 million loan deal. For him, it could actually ruin his career, because what if he comes to Arsenal and we don't really play him and Ramsdale starts playing well and he goes back to Brentford having wasted a full year? For him, it could be a killer, because he's competing with Sanchez, competing with Kepa, competing with Unai Simon, competing with De Gea, like 5-6 goalkeepers in Spain, and the World Cup is in like 3 years and the Euros is next year. So for him, this is a big year for him. Like, he has to prove himself. I think the Euros is next year, correct? Yeah, the Euros is next year. So he has to prove himself this season. So whatever Arteta and they do have told him to convince him to join Arsenal when he's not guaranteed that he's going to be the first choice, absolutely incredible. Like, as I said before, I think Arteta and Edu can actually convince a 40-year vegetarian to like eat a bunch of meat on the same day. Like, I think these guys are just incredible, like absolutely incredible in terms of convincing players. Another very good deal, and the best part of it is that saving this 27 million and getting Raya on a loan deal, and potentially getting that, 7 million from Matt Turner, and getting that maybe if you're going to sell Lokong and all those players, we are going to sign at least one more player in this transfer window. Things are looking good. I think Right now, my rating for this transfer window is 9 out of 10 because like beating Man City to Declan Rice, that already like gives that like 5 points on that out of 10 board. And getting obviously Havertz is not everyone's cup of tea. It's not 100% convincing, but I did my Arsenal predictions today, and I said he's going to be our third top scorer. That is how confident I am in him as well. And Julian Timber has been absolutely incredible. And getting David Raya on a 3 million loan. Let me just repeat that again. Look at his stats from last season. We're getting him on loan ahead of Bayern Munich, ahead of Tottenham, ahead of Chelsea. How many teams are looking for goalkeepers this season? Man United are looking for a goalkeeper. Chelsea are looking for a goalkeeper. Tottenham are looking for a goalkeeper. Bayern Munich are looking for a goalkeeper. Inter Milan are looking for a goalkeeper. And you're able to get one of the best goalkeepers in the league for that kind of price, 3 million loan deal. That literally is a full advantage to us. Like if it works out, we buy him for 30 million, not a bad price for that goalkeeper. If things even don't work out and Ramsdale says he wants to go, we can just pay that money for Ray and get him for 30 million. If Ramsdale starts like playing absolutely incredibly well, like better than he has the last 2 seasons, and Ray feels like he's not comfortable at Arsenal and everything, we can just tell him, you know what, thank you for your services for this 1 year. We've paid 3 million for you for 1 year. You can go back to Brentford, no problem at all. This is another masterclass from Edu and Ateta for those people who keep on saying Edu out, Ateta out. I think you need to take that out of your buy and take that out of your thinking, because I think these are the two people who are doing the best jobs in the Premier League right now, probably even in the world, in terms of convincing players, in terms of signings. And this means you're probably going to get at least one more player who we don't know. It could be Kudus, it could be Elise, it could be a striker like many of you want, it could be another midfielder, it could be another defender. Who knows? There is a lot of deals. I'm still like, I'm not like 100% happy with every single deal. Like I was hoping we'd get like 15 million for Matt Turner, but 90% of the deals they've done since coming to Arsenal or working together, Edu and Ateta, they've done an incredible job, man. They're getting these two goalkeepers. Man United, how much did Man United pay for Onana? If you put Ramsdale's money together, and now even if you put Raya's money together, even if we had to buy Raya for 30 million, we are basically getting these two goalkeepers the same price as what Man United have paid for Onana. Like we've gotten two goalkeepers at what Man United have gotten one for the same price. Incredible. Like players like Ben White. Ben White, we bought him for 50 million. Right now, I think you can sell him for like 70 or something. Like he's become a better player. He's now played like 2-3 positions at Arsenal. Look at signings like taking Saliba out on loan for 3 years and bringing him back when he's just settled in and he's become absolutely world class. Trossard signing. Trossard was a plan B signing. Like how many times do you find a plan B signing better than the plan A? Rarely. Like all those signings that we've made, you can go to Odegaard as well, one of the best creators in the league right now. I think they're doing an incredible job. So let me know what you guys think of this loan deal. Let's see what you guys are saying. Edrin, I've just explained everything. We want another player in midfield. We want another player up front. Save that money, use that money elsewhere. Try to get that other player. And if it's basically simple. If he comes to Arsenal and plays well, we buy him. If he comes to Arsenal and doesn't play well, we send him back to Brentford. You don't go at any loss. So it is a genius. It is a genius move. You cannot look at this as a bad move. This is a genius move. Let's see. Since when a 5-year contract to be a loan deal? So that is basically Fabrizio getting it wrong and Ornstein getting it right. So Fabrizio's tweet on that was wrong, and Ornstein has better Arsenal connections than Fabrizio. Fabrizio is usually 95% correct in terms of all transfers, but in terms of Arsenal, I think David Ornstein is number one in terms of Arsenal news. Alicia says good deal for Arsenal, but we just need only one transfer to complete this window. And one other way we can do that is by saving money like this one. Remember, I still feel like we didn't need another goalkeeper. We would have done it, Ramsdale and Turner. Maybe themselves they felt that when they feel like, hey, Ramsdale is still a very good goalkeeper. If it doesn't work out with Raya, we'll just send back Raya to Brentford and get and stick with Ramsdale and try and get a backup goalkeeper for next season. And offer Thomas 3-year contract, says Alicia. Thomas Partey still has 2 years remaining. I don't think you're going to give him 3 years on top of that. That will take him to like 36 years of age. I mean, depends. If he stays away from injuries for the next 1 year or something, and he becomes even better than he is right now. But I don't think Thomas Partey will be here after 2025. I think you're only going to see him for 1 or 2 years, and I have no problem with that. By the next 1 or 2 years, there'll be better midfielders, and we'll get someone better and young in the next 2 years. Thomas Partey will be like 32, 33 by then. If you give him those 3 years, he'll be like 36. So you can't really keep players to that kind of age. But as of this season, definitely keep Partey. Financial fair play. Thank you, Samson. Samson understands financial fair play, and we can be able to sign another player before the end of the transfer window. Yes, if we want to sign the likes of Kudus and all that, and actually many of you have been complaining that, oh my goodness, why are we paying all this money for a goalkeeper? So we're actually getting getting him on loan for 3 million. So that is good business. Adrian says we really need to get a striker. Kai is not good enough. I totally disagree. I really need to change my mind on that. You'll really need to change my mind on that. Kai Havertz is not playing for Chelsea anymore. He's playing for Arsenal. Listen to this. I have predicted him to get 15 goals next season. Third top scorer for Arsenal. That is how confident I am, man. Like, he's going to play under Arteta. He's going to play next to Odegaard, next to Jesus. I have no doubt, man. You see, people say he missed chances against Man City. Those are not really missed chances. It was good goalkeeper saves. If he gets 2 or 3 of those kind of chances every game, he's going to score 2 or 3 goals every single game. This is not Chelsea's playing for. This is Arsenal. But and in terms of a striker, I don't think we'll get an out and out like 40-goal striker like some of you want. I would love Kudus, though, someone who can play up front and play on the right wing, backup second, backup Jesus. That is the player I want at Arsenal. Great move for financial play consideration. Consideration £3 million is considering £3 million is a good loan offer, which is part of the deal, and the balance of 27 million paid at the end of season works for all parties. Exactly. He's still going to be here for this 1 year. If he plays well, you buy him. If he doesn't play well, you send him back there. I'm still really waiting to see how Arteta is going to use both goalkeepers this season. Like, I have no idea. There's a lot of ways. Like, he could give Raya Champions League and tell Randall to play in the league. He could do the vice versa, tell Raya to play League and Randall to play Champions League and FA Cup and Carabao Cup. He can play them according to the fixture, whether it's Everton away and you need like a goalkeeper who's more dominant in terms of aerial balls and all that, and play Ramsdale in such a game. Or if it's a game the other team is just literally parking the bus and you need someone to ping in the ball in behind them, like, you can play David Raya. Like, there's a lot of ways you can play. Like, looking at this Arsenal squad right now, like, there's no way. Like, even people try to convince me, like, okay, Do is not good enough, Havertz is not good enough, or this and that. Why is this one still here? Why is Rice is not worth 100 million? Like, when I look at this team right now and I look at our team 3 years ago, like, there's no way you can make me feel bad about this team. Like, even like 3 years ago, we had Maitland Niles. Like, what we were choosing from, we had to choose from, oh my goodness, are we going to play Bellerin or Maitland Niles? That is what we were choosing from. Are we going to play Socrates or Kolasinac at centre back? That is what we were choosing from. Are we going to play I don't usually like including Aubameyang and Lacazette because they were very good for like 2-3 years. But you know the deal. We had a lot of terrible players. Are we going to play Mustafi or David Luiz? Are you going to play this one? Are we going to play Willian or this one? Right now we have, like, we can choose whether we're going to play Ramsdale or Raya, whether you're going to play Zinchenko or Tini or Timber. Are we going to play Ben White or Tomiyasu? Are we going to start Ben White at centre back? Are we going to start Timber at right back, at left back? Are we going to start Partey or Rice? Are we going to start both of them? Is Odegaard deserving a rest? Are we going to throw in Smith Rowe there? Is Fabio Vieira going to start? Is Saka going to start? Martinelli, Trossard? Like, you have like almost 20 very good players. Like, right now, like, I'm very confident in this Arsenal team. I cannot wait for next season. It's now solid Arsenal, and then on top of that, I feel like the guys in the board and the guys on the technical bench and all that, they're doing a good job. Arteta and Edu and all the rest, all of them are doing a very good job. As Dauda says, competition in all areas would only bode well for the club to achieve objectives. I agree with that. Tactical says, wait, what? I just got here. Yes, we are getting David Raya on loan on a 3 million loan deal. Brentford has scammed. Real business for Arsenal. Scammed. I don't know about scammed. I mean, if maybe unless we like win the Premier League this season and Raya only plays like 2-3 games and then we send him back to Brentford. I mean, I don't really think it's scammed, because even if they get Raya back, they're still getting one of the best goalkeepers in the league back in their team, and they're giving him a new deal. I don't really think it's scammed. I just think it's literally good deal for both teams, all parties. For Raya himself joining Arsenal, we still have to wait and see, because he might come in. And then Ramsdale these days has started saving penalties every game. So how often will Raya play? But the idea of just having two good goalkeepers, bro, there was a time I couldn't go to school the next day because we had Almunia and Manone, and we couldn't choose. And the other teams, we used to watch Man United, they had Van der Sar. You look at Chelsea, they have Czech. You look at their defense, they have Carvalho. Man United have Nani and Jason Park. And you look at Arsenal, man, we have Bentner, we have Shamak. You couldn't even go to school the next day because of how traumatized and how depressed you are. Nowadays, like I actually watch, like, people are predicting Arsenal to win the Premier League title. You know how crazy that is? People are actually predicting like Arsenal is the only team that can compete with Man City. That is just crazy to me. Like Man City, Arsenal, Bayern Munich want the same player, and you feel like, yes, Arsenal is going to get this player. Just 2 years ago, I did a video earlier today about Trey, and I said 2 years ago, we wanted to sign Buendia from Norwich. Aston Villa ended up getting him. So 2 years ago, we couldn't even get a player that Aston Villa wanted. The player chose Aston Villa instead of Arsenal. We couldn't really even compete with Fulham and Everton in terms of getting players. That was our level. We had Man City want this player. Oh, you're like, yeah, we are not going to get that player. And that is why even till now, whenever Arsenal wants to play and Man City want him, some of you are like, oh my God, he's going to join Man City. No, times have changed now. Like, this is not 2 years ago anymore. 2 years ago, yes, we could not compete with those teams. But right now, I'm very confident. Like, even if Real Madrid want to play, I'm like, yeah, we are going to get him. He's going to choose Arsenal. Again, some of you wanted to send Edu out. Some of you 1 year ago wanted us to get Conte. Like, in my head, like, if we had Conte and another sporting director and stuff, I think we'd have been very far. I think it would have been like 7th or 8th still. I think we'd have been very far, because Conte would have come for 1 year and boom, he's gone. And then we'd have started looking for another manager. It would have been terrible. It would have been tough for us. But right now, we actually have a settled down institution. Players want to join Arsenal. David Raya, he was wanted by Tottenham, and he just laughed, you know. What's the current situation with Kudus? I mean, he's looking like he's not going to join Brighton. They've not yet agreed on the fee. But again, you know, the David Raya deal came out of nowhere. The Timber deal came out of nowhere. I feel like there's one more deal that is going to come out of now. You're going to hear Arsenal about to sign a player that we've not really been linked to. And it could be, and, you know, it might not be Kudus, it might not be Elise. I would love it to be Kudus, but let's wait and see. Otherwise, this is a clever signing. I always have trust in Edu and Arteta. Blaise says, why is it alone? I've explained it already. Thank you, Gilbert. I'm happy this team, says Henry. Very happy. I mean, one more signing and we are ready to cook. We are playing in 3 days' time, and I'm very confident, man. Very, very cool. If you haven't checked out my Premier League predictions, it's on YouTube. Like, you can just tell how confident I am in that video. Most criticism of Kai comes from our opponents. They want us to feel as if we bought Maguire. I usually don't really take into consideration what opposition fans are saying. But as I've always said, what I don't like is when Arsenal fans start saying it. I really don't like that. And it has happened a lot. We signed Ben White for 50 million, and then the media was like, haha, Arsenal are signing Ben White for 50 million. Look at them. Man United are signing Varane. Let me ask you, in those 2 years, who has done better? Varane at Man United or Ben White at Arsenal? I know the answer, the very easy answer to that. And then Arsenal fans at that time were jumping on that. They were like, yeah, why are we signing Ben White? Why are you not getting Varane? You know, again, even this season, some of you are like, nah, Declan Rice cannot join Arsenal. He's definitely going to join Man City. No, you have to believe in your team. How are they going to believe that they're going to win the league if you fans yourselves don't even believe they're going to do it? If you're already scared of Man City, probably the players are as well. So whenever the fans say stuff like that about Kai, and some of them say Tomiyasu is not good enough, some of them still say Ramsdale is not even in the top 10 goalkeepers in the league, and I just laugh. I'm like, okay, whatever makes you happy, we will see. That is the answer. You know, we'll just tell them we will see. Our next zone is starting in 2 days. I agree with you. The quality of the type of players we have. I think Brentford wants Arsenal to win both Premier League and Champions League. That's good business for us. Yeah, and very good business for them. I mean, do they want a player on loan from Arsenal? I'm happy to give them a player from Arsenal on loan, even if it's whoever they need, whether it's Tavares or Lokonga or those kind of players. Probably not the others. The others, I'm happy with all of them staying. I want to thank you for this page. You're doing a good job. I appreciate it. Your fast choice for Arsenal news. Thank you very much, Edwin. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, I forgot that one. Adam, thank you for reminding me. Mavropanos, Mustafi, but I used to like watching Arsenal play against big teams because you could easily anticipate quite more goals from the opponents. Yeah, man, like those days, you just knew you're going to get trashed by all those teams. You aren't sure if you're going to win like away at Fulham in those teams. Right now, as Anthony says, Raya is a good addition. Thank you, Lucky, for watching. What about Ansu Fati's cover up for Saka? I wouldn't mind it. There's been rumors that we actually want him, so let's wait and see how that one develops. I think last one he was a bit quiet for Barcelona, but when he emerged as a potential with the likes of Gavi and Pedri, they're all very good. We beat Bayern to signing Kai, Timber, Rice, and now Raya. They must be tired of us. I have a feeling we could face them in the Champions League group stage because I think they're in pot 1 and we're in pot 2. We could easily face them. So it would be nice to end that with home and away win against them. David is a very good goalkeeper. I pray permanent makes this deal permanent. So I think for Raya himself would want this deal to be permanent. So I never gets a chance next season. He's going to play like at the top of his game. So that only benefits us as well. Like Ramsdale does not want to leave Arsenal. He wants to prove himself. He does not want Raya to take his position. He takes his level to level 10. David Raya does not he wants to stay at Arsenal. He wants to take over Ramsdale's position. He plays at the top of his level as well. We have two good goalkeepers fighting it off in the team. Amazing, man. Like that can only be good for us. Edu has done a better deal because if next summer we give them the remaining 7 million to be the same 30 million, yeah, and we don't really have to. And if we want, we can. It's only 30 million as well. And then next season, other teams will be looking for other goalkeepers again. Teams will be scrambling here and there. Maybe Onana will not have worked out for Man United. They'll be looking for another goalkeeper. Tottenham, they'll be looking for another goalkeeper again. You never know. Things will be good for us. How far the Balogun transfer? Says Jolene. I think I spoke about this one earlier. I think the latest update you got. Do I still have it? Was it this? Balogun. I think it was this. Yeah, this is the latest update we got from yesterday. I mean, Arsenal rejected a 40 million bid from AS Monaco. So we are waiting to see whether Monaco or Inter Milan are going to add money in terms of this deal. I don't think he's going to stay at Arsenal. That one I really doubt. I don't think he wants to remain at Arsenal, so that becomes a problem. So you just have to let him go. But in terms of money, we have to get what we want, man. We can't. We are tired of letting these players. We don't over the years. Again, another thing in the market, we were dominated so many times in the market. We were being disrespected. Aaron Ramsey left Arsenal and joined Juventus on a free. And the very next year, Juventus had the guts and disrespect to come back to Arsenal and ask us, we are going to, do you want Ramsey? You're going to sell him to you for 30 million. Our own player from the previous season, we had given them on a free. They wanted to sell him to us for 30 million the very next season. Like, that is how much we were being disrespected in the market. Like, teams looked at Arsenal like, Raul, Sanyel, terrible. Nothing here. We are not afraid of anything here. Arsene Wenger in his last days, is he really going to have a lot to say in the transfer market? Probably not. Right now, you have two very hungry former players, and that's another thing I love about Atsene Edu. They played for this club. Edu's an invincible. It's a captain the team. So these are actually people who care about Arsenal. Excites me even more, man. I cannot wait for next season, man. Bring on next season. Thank you for watching, Jalen from Uganda. Akiza says waiting for the striker, someone who can play on the right wing. I want a striker who can play on the right wing, or a striker, a taller striker. The players like Giroud and Dzeko from back, not them right now. Like the way Giroud used to play for us, we used to bring him on for the last 30 minutes, and then sometimes if the game is 1-1, you just put in cross after cross, and Giroud is there to head it in. I want a player like that. I feel like we don't have a player like that. Sometimes the game is 1-1, and we really don't have anyone in the box to cross the ball to. I think we need a striker like that. If you're not getting a striker like that, someone like a Kudus, man, someone who can play up front, number 10, right wing, someone who's all round. It was good that Partey was not sold. Yes, Gilbert, absolutely preach, amen. Like if he was gone, like I was wondering, like why would you have started again, trying looking for other players? Some of you are saying we took too much time signing Declan Rice. Do you know how long Chelsea have taken to sign Caicedo? It feels like 2 years. They're still worrying about the money. Liverpool are still trying to get Lavia 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks later. So Edu did a very good job with Rice. It only took like 3 weeks to get it done. So they did a very good job. And Partey staying. I want Jorginho to stay as well. Have Rice there, Odegaard. I want Fabio Vieira to stay. I want everyone there. Everyone is going to play a role. Timber, Rice, and Raya, the real deal. That Rice one still is amazing to me, man. Like, actually, since you've said that, Sergio, I think all of them. Timber, we've got Timber for 38 million. He looks like a 60 million pound player. We've gotten him for 38 million. Man United got Maguire for 70. You just compare. Even West Ham are about to sign the same Maguire. They're about to pay 30 million for him. We bought Timber for 38 million. Maguire can only play as a centre back. He cannot play at right back or left back or anything like that. Timber can. He can also play in midfield. Like the way Timber plays, like the day he's going to play in midfield for us, it's just going to be scenes, man. So getting Timber for 38 million and very quick, no problems with Ajax. Rice, a lot of problems with West Ham, but we eventually got him ahead of Man City, ahead of Bayern. Getting Raya on a 3 million deal. You can buy him if you want. If you don't want to buy him, you don't have to. Just class deals. Let's hope the Havertz one lives up to that expectation as well. That 65 million price tag. Like he says, actually, we really need a striker who could give us at least 20 goals this season. I'd be very surprised if they go for a player like that. Let me explain two things before we come to the end, because it's a bit late, deep into the night. But the striker situation, at the beginning of the transfer window, I was really like, no, man, I don't think we need a striker. This was the beginning of the transfer window. I was like, no, we don't need a striker. We scored 88 goals. That is a record. That is the most goals we've ever scored in Premier League history. Like, even when he had Ian Wright, even when he had Alan Smith at Arsenal, even when he had Anelka, even when he had Thierry Henry, Kanu, even when he had Will Todd, even when he had the backup and all these guys, Giroud, Alexis Sanchez, Van Persie, we never ever scored 88 goals in a season. This is the first time we scored 88 goals in a season. And this was with Jesus missing 4 months. And even at the same time, Ketia missed like a month or something. So we were without a striker for like 2 months as well. But we still managed 88 goals. Fine, you can say it's because Martinelli had the season of his life, or Saka or Odegaard scoring 15 goals. But if we are able to score 88 goals with Jesus missing almost half of the season, and we didn't score at Nottingham and we didn't score at Everton, this season now we've added a few other options from the bench as well. Smith Rowe is back. I don't think last season we didn't win the league because we didn't score goals. Last season we didn't win the league because Saliba got injured at the end, and defensively we capitulated. We started conceding 3 goals to Brighton, 3 goals to Southampton, 4 goals to Man City. We conceded a lot of goals at the end of the season. Last season we did not win the title because we did not have a striker. We lost the title because we didn't have a defender. So at the beginning of the transfer window, I was like, yes, get midfielders fast, potentially get another centre back who can play as a right back. We got Timber there as well. Maybe get a backup for Saka and you're okay to go. Now, right now, Jesus has gotten an injury. Depends on how long he is out for. If Jesus is out for like just 3 weeks, I wouldn't really go for that kind of the question I always ask you, do you want like a striker who's going to cost us 80 million, 90 million, or are you looking for a backup for Jesus? I'm not looking for a striker to replace Jesus. Jesus is a starter in my team. I want a striker to back up Jesus, or a striker who can back up both Saka and Jesus at the same time, right wing and centre forward. Depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for 100 million pound striker? Because if you're getting someone like an Osimhen, then you're saying Jesus is on the bench. And for me, Jesus is not a player who's going to be on the bench. Jesus is a definite starter in my mind. Like, he brings so much into that team. But depends. It's really hard to predict who they're going to sign next. Very hard. How are you, Anu? Hopefully you're doing well. So Fabrizio has made an error, not good for his reputation. Yeah, he made an error in terms of that. I'm forcing myself to forget about Big Six performance with defense of Mustafi, Socrates. Like just mentioning those names, man, like makes me sick. Makes me literally sick. I mean, I still think Luis had one good season for Arsenal, one bad season. We never really got to see Mavropanos. Mustafi, just the name just makes me have a headache. Socrates, they didn't work out at all. Bellerin, first 2-3 years, very good, but after that, he couldn't even take a good throw in. Bad days, man. Bad memories. Jorginho and Partey must stay. Comment says Anu for sure. I agree that. Raya rival is nice. Yes, it's competition for Ramsdale. Ramsdale is no longer comfortable, as some of you say. I do agree that though. I still feel like Ramsdale is one of the best goalkeepers in the league, and he didn't really need to replace him. But no one's saying he's being replaced. It's competition. Whoever plays well starts. I have no problem with that. Like I'm not like stuck to him. Like yes, it has to be Ramsdale and no one else. No, if Raya comes and plays well, play Raya. Like these days it's nothing about. I mean, this is the first team that in a long time that we are really like we love every single player. Back in the day, we didn't really have that attraction to all of those players. So whoever plays, I'm just fine. You know, it's Ben White or Tomiyasu, whether it's Zinchenko or team, I'm just fine with whoever starts right now. Arsenal must I need a best striker. Again, depends. What you think? Why we need a striker and which kind of striker we need. Personally, I don't think they're going to break the bank for a striker. It's almost impossible to buy Rice for 100 million and still pay like 100 million for someone like an Osimhen. You can't afford Osimhen. That's why he's not even moved from Napoli right now. We'll be very happy if we added Kudus to the squad. If Kudus came in, we are ready to go. That will be a 10 out of 10 transfer window, and we'll be ready for the season. Let's agree to disagree. I definitely disagree with that. Jesus scored 11 goals. He missed 4 months. I still feel like if he played every single game, would have gotten 18 or 19 goals. But that's just my opinion. I think Jesus is not good in that forward, and Trossard should start next time because he's far way better than Martinelli. Again, I think so many fans are. Yes, if you score goals, you win games. But I think so many fans have the mentality of strikers, goals. I think these days it's not about goals alone. Like, what if the striker doesn't get a goal? What if you start a striker for 5 games and they don't get a goal? What else has he done on the pitch? That is a problem. Jesus is the kind of player, even if he doesn't get a goal, you will see him throughout the game. He'll get 2 assists in this game, 1 assist in this game. He'll win us a dangerous free kick here. He'll get us a penalty in this game. Like, he'll do so much. So it's not just about the goals. You have a striker who is all round. And I don't think you can get so many all-round strikers like Jesus right now. I don't think there's many. It would be good to have someone like a Haaland who's going to score goal after goal after goal. But it depends on the system and how the team lines out. You know, we do not play like Man City. I mean, the rest of the team, yes, we kind of play like Man City, the inverted and all that. But in terms of having Haaland, we don't play like Man City like that. Even Man City not really used to play like that. They used to play with false nines. That was the first time they played like that in years. We not play like other teams. Our team operates different. We get 15 goals from Saka, 15 goals from Martinelli. We get 15 from Odegaard. We get 10 from Trossard, get 10 from Havertz, get 4 from Partey, get 4 from Rice, get 3 from Gabriel, 2 from Saliba, 2 from Ben White. If you add all that up, if you add as well, Fabio Vieira comes on, hopefully gets at least 5 next season, Smith Rowe. If he gets like 5 as well, you add Nketiah as well. Nketiah always gets like 10 seasons and 10 goals in all competitions. You can get that as well. You're already talking about 100 goals. So our team is not focusing on one player. Our team focuses on scoring. Everyone scores a goal. If you get an actual striker like Osimhen is not going to run to the right wing and to the left wing and to the number 10 position and all around. Jesus can do that, and Atsa wants his players to do that. He wants the game to start. Trossard plays on the left side. Jesus plays on the right. After 10 minutes, Jesus is the number 10. Odegaard is up front. Martinelli has gone to the right side. After 10 minutes, Trossard is the number 10. Havertz is on the left side. Jesus is back as a right back. Like, a lot of flexibility. Like, players are just changing around here and there. Back in the day, it was never really like that. You know, Ozil was just a number 10, or on the right side a bit. You could not really see Ozil at left back. Right now, the team we are forming, like, it's unpredictable. I don't have a problem with that. Like, right now, we can be bringing Trossard from the bench, and the opposition manager would not have a clue where Trossard is coming on. He could come on as a striker. He could come on the left wing. He could come on as a number 10, as a number 8. Like the opposition manager would not know what to expect. So we're in a good position right now. I'd still have a backup striker, yes, but let's see. I want Kudus. That is the player I want. Imana says, where is because we did a show on Monday on Canon Fodder. The Premier League of new era, we need strong strikers like Dusan. Do we need though? I feel like football is getting away from that. I mean, it's tough. It depends on your system. Every team is different. I don't have a problem with any team playing their way. Just like someone like people used to like hate on how Burnley played and Stoke and all that. If you're going to get the 3 points, play however you want, and I feel like every team is different. And Arteta's system does not really want a striker like people want. He wants a striker who can play different positions. So, and I don't think we didn't win the league lesson because we didn't score goals. We scored 4 against Aston Villa, 4 against Brighton, 3 against Liverpool, 3 against Man United, 3 against Tottenham, 5 against Wolves, 5 against Nottingham. That is not a team that is begging for a striker that much. Fine, you could say we are back in the Champions League and all that, but I still feel like we'd be okay. Unless Jesus is out injured, then you definitely need a striker. Ramsdale will still be number 1, says Anu. Raya will only push Ramsdale. Is it a loan deal? So yeah, that's the last thing I wanted to get to and explain why for those who are just joining. So this is what David Ornstein has just reported. Arsenal taking David Raya on a 3 million loan plus 27 million option to buy. Brentford contract extension. Basically, Brentford are giving Raya a new contract because his contract is expiring next year and they don't want him to leave on a free. He said his goodbyes today and his medical will be done tomorrow on Thursday. So we are getting David Raya on a 3 million loan deal. Very good business. If it works out for him, we pay the 27 million and we buy him for a total of 30 million next transfer window. No other team is going to come in for him. We are the ones who have the advantage on all the other teams because he's already playing for Arsenal. Saving that 27 million for now. Obviously, Edu and Atav looked at it, so probably Edu more because of the business side. He's looked at it like, hey, maybe we have 30 million here. Can we save this 27 million? Let's get Raya on a loan deal, save this 27 million, add a few from the Turner deal, from the Lokonga deal, and go and buy another player and get Raya on loan. And then next year, if he has played well for Arsenal, we'll buy him next year on a permanent. If he doesn't play well, we just send him back to Brentford and we try and look for another goalkeeper. So it's a win-win situation. We have money now to buy another player instead of spending it on a goalkeeper. Most of you did not want us to spend that kind of money on a goalkeeper. I think Raya is worth that money though. But since we have Ramsdale, a very good goalkeeper, again, some of you are still trying to convince me Ramsdale is not a good goalkeeper. You'll really need to convince me about that. Even when you watched him against Man City the other day, he made 3 incredible saves once again. Like it would have been 2-0 to Man City before we even got to the 90th minute. That game would have been over if it wasn't for Ramsdale once again. So getting 2 good goalkeepers, one is a 3 million deal, and considering that Tottenham were asked for 40 million for David Raya, and Bayern Munich also wanted Raya for the same, get him on loan and then with an option to buy, and then Arsenal have offered basically the same thing, and he's ended up joining Arsenal. That shows you like we are really stamping our foot in our authority basically in terms of the transfer market, and teams are starting to respect Arsenal, and that is good. Simon says we need Kudus only. John says that is a good touch. Good business, says Anu. Courage, Burundi out together with you. Thank you for watching, Pascal. Understood, bro, says Emo. So yeah, the loan deal is a good deal, and it allows us to sign another player. We still have around how many days? The transfer window closes around 1st or 2nd, so around 22 days of the transfer window remaining, so at least like 3 weeks remaining to try and get another player in. I think even without a striker, we can still beat Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace. Things will definitely get tougher, like especially there's a week we are going to play Everton away and a Champions League game in Tottenham, and then we'll have a Carabao Cup game, and then I think we'll have like is it Man United or something in another Champions League game. So yes, we need a squad. So hopefully we get another player. Last one from Steven from Kenya. Love Arsenal so much. In fact, I was when we beat Man City, and I'm looking forward to our Saturday match. Very good match. Then I'm really happy with how we beat them. Gave me even more confidence. If you haven't checked out my Arsenal predictions for this, then check it out on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.